Phat. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully, with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news that I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. Our Dharma reading this morning is Kaga, Giving Up by Ajahn Karuna Dhammo. This is from Beginning Our Day by the monastics of Abhayagiri Monastery. I was listening to Ajahn Yatiko give out the work assignments and observing how he adjusted mid-course as he received information about all the people who were or weren't here and who did or didn't do a particular task. It was easy to marvel at the flexibility and ease he conveyed as he juggled around in his mind what was going to take place with the complicated work assignments and multiple tasks. I remember when I was the work monk for a few months, it wouldn't be impolite to say that it was a disaster. At least that's what it felt like to me. Hearing Ajahn Yatiko just now, I was reflecting on the different ways that people offer themselves and the different skills they have. There's an impulse to give, to serve, to offer oneself to the community in whatever way one can. During my retreat, I spent some time reflecting on the theme of giving. In the Pali language, there are a couple of different words used for giving. There is dana, which is generosity or giving, and kaga, which has a broader scope than generosity. Kaga refers to the aspect of giving as well, but it can be used more with the tone of giving over, giving to something, or giving up in terms of relinquishment. There's a sense of handing over or giving toward some higher ideal that can manifest in many ways. We can give up a material object as an offering with a sense of selflessness. This might be an object we like or something we would like to keep, but for the sake or benefit of somebody else, we give it over to someone. With kaga, when we give, it is not with a feeling of loss, but rather with a feeling of fulfillment. There's a sense that we are getting more from giving up, from relinquishing, than from holding on. In our daily lives and in the monastery, we give up time to people, give up self-concern, and ask ourselves, what can I do to make life a little bit easier or a little more pleasant for somebody else? We may see that someone is overworked or overstretched in what they are doing, and we keep our eyes open for the opportunity to make a gesture of giving. For the residents here, it might mean that we don't go up to our kutis for another 15 minutes while we help somebody do something, giving up what we would like to do for the benefit of somebody else. There's a story from the suttas about 3 monks who are all practicing well and living harmoniously. When questioned by the Buddha about this, one of the monks explains that his success is due to asking himself, why should I not set aside what I wish to do and do what these venerable ones wish to do? We can also think about Kaga in regard to our views and opinions. This is a monastery with a lot of independent-minded folks, some of whom have strong personalities. I put myself in that category. There can sometimes be a sense that I know the best way to do something, therefore that is the way we should do it. It can be a real workout to notice that inclination, suspend it, and acknowledge that even if we are right, maybe it's not the best way to proceed. There are many collective ways that we do things in the monastery, and even if we don't agree with them, we can acknowledge that we have a common agreement to do as the group does, and let go of our views and opinions about the matter. This is what we all signed up for. We operate in a container, the monastery, that has a fair number of protocols. In this way, we give ourselves over to the community in the form of Kaga, maintaining harmony, even if it means letting go of some of our views and opinions. On a more transcendent level, we are giving up and giving over to the Dhamma, relinquishing to the practice and the training for the realization the Buddha talks about as the end point of our practice. Whatever it is that we find we are holding to, clinging to, adhering to, we meet with an attitude of Kaga, of giving up, giving over, and relinquishing. It can be a formidable task to let go, because we often hold on to our old habits of finding temporary happiness in temporary things. We give up those tendencies for the benefit of having a long-term sense of satisfaction and completion. Kaga is one of those qualities that leads to satisfaction, and we can develop it in ways toward ultimate realization. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.